Today we're going to talk about my table saw. I really love my table saw. I love the quality of work I get out of this. Now, if you're following along in these series, this is the second of multiple series I'm going to make. It's November of 2025 and I injured myself, so I'm not working. Shop is shut down for a bit, so I figured I would take the time and the opportunity to review some of the tools that I have here in my shop. An earlier video I did was the Harvey dust processor. I will link that below so that you can check that one out. But I wanted today to talk about my Harvey table saw. I really love my Harvey table saw. This goes through everything I push at it. Both oaks, hard maple, ash, walnut, poplar, anything I throw at this. And I'm not doing 4/4. A lot of my work I'm doing is with really 9/4 because I buy my lumber at a mill locally that is kiln dried, but it's rough. So I'm getting, when I want 8/4 lumber to work with, I'm really getting 9/4. So I'm ripping it down and milling it myself with multiple tools here. This being the workhorse in the shop. So let's talk about this workhorse in the shop. This is the Harvey Alpha HW110S-36P. That's the old number. They do have a newer one. It's a 36PG. That's because this is a cast iron top. They have another version of this. It's a coated top. They didn't have that one when I purchased it. That would be nice, but obviously I don't have that. This cast iron cleans up really well. I don't have any problems with it at all. I don't have the material that I spray on here. I forget what it is. I'll look it up and try and link it below if I remember it. But I'll tell you, it cleans up really well. If I throw a piece of wood on here that's green and maybe it's got some moisture in it, the cast iron will pick it up. But WD-40 cleans it up really well. Then I spray it down with the other item that I mentioned and we'll get it ready to rock and roll. Love this table saw. It has a 4-horsepower motor in it. That motor goes through everything, whether I'm ripping, cross-cutting, doing 45s, whatever I need to. It handles a dado blade without any issues. Let me grab that dado blade, because I'm going to talk about these here as well. So while Harvey provides a saw blade that comes with the table saw, and it was good quality, but I have since moved to the CMTs, and I don't know if I have that upside down or not, but I've moved to the CMT orange blades. This is their dado stack. Great dado stack, works very, very well on here. I run their rip blade on here as well. I also run CMT orange on my chop saw. You'll see that in a later video. I love these blades. I won't go away from them. They stay sharp and they clean up well. On the note of cleaning up well, don't clean these with Simple Green, because they tell me there's a coating on these that Simple Green to take over. So I bought this cleaner from CMT. Works very well. I think this is the first bottle I've ever purchased, and you don't have to spray a lot on it. Cleans up, gets that tar and resin off of your blades very, very quickly and very, very easily. But anyways, let's get back to the table saw. Love my table saw. It comes with this MG36 Pro miter gauge. I really like this. It's very, very accurate. You can set your stops where you want. Obviously, it's at 45 right now. If I loosen that up, and forgive me, I'm working with one hand, I get my 0 and I lock that in, and that is right at 0. If I need to set this stop, this just turns over. You can move this to the other side by just loosening this screw. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just put it down and let the wood lean right up against here. Sometimes I need something a little bit longer than this. This guy right here really does work well. It comes out here and it'll slide out and lock in, so it comes out quite a bit for you to work with. I really like this miter gauge. I use it all the time on my table saw. If I'm going to cut a 45, I'm using this as opposed to my chop saw. I think it's a little bit more accurate. I love my chop saw, but I think this is more accurate. Really works very, very well. Now, my table saw Came with this master rip. I think they call this a European rip fence because you can, this actually slides out so you can extend where you're ripping from. And you can actually lay this down so you don't get the big gap. Honestly, I don't use this small side very often. I just keep it up like this, but it's very, very accurate. That is right on the button every time I want to cut something. I set this thing square and it stays square. It's no movement. Now my table saw doesn't move, but this thing just is as square as can be for the work that I'm doing, right down there as square as I can possibly get it. The one thing I don't like about that is down here, there's an adjustment right back here. Sometimes that'll slide down and it'll rest on the table saw. I just have to come over and adjust it. No matter how much I tighten it, it's a little tough to keep that way. Now they've replaced this with what they call their big eye. I would love a big eye. Harvey, if you're listening and you want a small business in Tennessee to test your big eye, I'd be more than happy to do it for you on this table saw. I'll make all the videos that you want when I get back to work. I like my rip fence. I'd love to try that big eye. Great table saw. Now mine's a 36. They make a 52 maybe. Really nice table saw. All the power you could possibly need. Couple things I want to talk about. Now when I take this blade to 45 degrees, it really is 45, and I've got a digital gauge that I check to make sure I'm accurate on that. Problem I had was when I first got it, I had a really hard time getting it to 45, and I thought I had a busted system. Nope. So I emailed Harvey, and let me tell you, their support, great. Look, they don't get back with you in 5 minutes. Well, I had one. I've had them get back to me faster than that at times, but within 24 hours, I'm getting an answer. I kept getting to about 43, and it would spring back. Could not figure out for the life of me what the problem was. Finally, there's a bolt inside, and I just had to go in and tighten that or loosen the lock bolt, move it a couple of turns, tighten it back down. What was happening is as it was cycling over to hit 45, that bolt had not been adjusted properly. They had that fixed for me in no time, and I was ready to go, and it stayed that way without any issues. And I've not had issues with this in a couple of years with that. But tech support was there to help me fix it, and I appreciated them. They were very, very good for me. Let's talk about something else with this table saw. They also replaced this switch. The switch, apparently the original one went bad. I called them and I said, hey, I got a problem. They replaced that. Now it was past warranty, but because they had to replace this, they replaced this free of charge under the warranty. And it was an easy fix to put on. I like a company that realizes they have problems and they go ahead and fix them, and they support their customers for that. Let's talk about dust collection. Now, if you go back, and I will link my Harvey, the review for my Harvey dust processor below so you can see that. That's hooked to this, and it works very, very well. One thing I didn't like was Harvey's over-the-top dust collection. It wasn't getting everything that I wanted to. So I went out and found a company called Pen Industries. And yes, Pen Industries is a pen company, but they created this. This works really, really well. It comes down, it covers my blade. So that means when my hands are away from this, which is good. It gets much more of the sawdust than the Harvey one was getting. So I replaced this. Now the only difference would be I would rather have this hose up here, because as you're spinning, your sawdust is going that way. That would catch more if it was up here. However, for now, it's really working well for me, and I'm very happy with that. I have a dust line hooked below that's getting probably 80% of the dust. This is getting another 7 or 8% of the dust. It's still leaving some dust in the bottom of the cabinet. I go in there probably twice a year and clean it out. It's not a huge deal. I go in there, I blow a whole thing out with my air hose, because let's face it, as you're cutting, that sawdust is getting in your motor, it's getting in some of the gears down there. You better be cleaning that out, or your table saw is not going to last very long. So a couple times a year, I go in there with my shop vac, I take the cabinet off, I clean it up, I blow it out. Really dusty, messy mess, but you know what? my table saw runs better because of it. But for the most part, the dust collection on this is really, really good, and I do appreciate that. So we've done well. I really enjoy this table saw. This table saw serves me well. It gets everything done I need to get done, and I know when I fire this baby up, I'm going to get my work done. Now I take all of the safety precautions with it. I have micro jig push sticks. I have my own push sticks that I've made. Yeah, don't laugh at me. I do have a plastic one. I don't use this one very often because I don't need it to break on me. But I make my own push sticks. So there's a lot of power in here. The blades are sharp. Take your time. But I really enjoy this table saw, and I appreciate the quality that Harvey's put into this. So I hope you enjoyed the review. I'm having fun making them. I will continue to make them, so be on the lookout for them. If you've gotten to the end of this, I thank you for that. I pray that you will subscribe. That helps me as a small business. I will put the links for the items that I've talked about. I don't get paid for any of the links, but such subscribing helps me. And if you could tell your friends about my site, that would be great. I have a lot of other items out there that I've either reviewed or I've talked about, tools that I've used in the shop or processes that I've used. Please jump over to my Instagram and my Facebook page and check those out and subscribe as well. We also have a website for those that are local here in the Tennessee area, BainCustomWoodworking.com. We have a page up with items for sale. There's not a lot of items because obviously I'm down right now, but we do have some small tables, entryway tables and those type of things up there that are for sale and ready to go. So in the meantime, while I can't do it, all of you keep making sawdust, and God bless.